here today to protest the bloody repression of Nigerian activists by the Tinubu regime and demand that every protester be released and charges, which included the death penalty against several youth, be dropped.
Yes!
Hundreds of youth and unemployed took to the streets to protest the imperialist austerity measures that have led to widespread starvation and economic catastrophe. What can stay the government's bloody hands and turn the tide against neoliberal austerity is the social power of the organized working class, including, crucially, workers in the imperialist centers like the United States. Because this crisis in Nigeria and the devastation that can be seen all throughout Africa is because of U.S. imperialism, which has bled the continent dry. It is crucial that workers in the imperialist centers fight back. But in order to do that, we must understand what stands in the way. This recent election shows that liberals have nothing to offer for the oppressed, but more austerity and misery, and only leads to the rise of reaction, which shows in the re-election of Trump. The Democrats have overseen the immiseration of Africa and every oppressed country, currently providing the weapons to bomb Gaza, as well as arms to the Nigerian military, and have overseen inflation, economic misery, and the erosion of democratic rights in this country. The liberalism that has defined the last 30 years is gone. Anyone who still clings to the liberals to try to lead the way against the coming repression and reaction are leading themselves down a blind alley. We have consistently fought against liberal parties, from the Dems to Cornel West and the Greens, which is why we gave critical support to the PSL in the last election. It is important that the working class is a rallying point against capitalism and lesser evilism. Just as bankrupt as liberalism is abstract phrase-mongering about revolution, there must be a new path forged. The way to fight back is to fight for communist leadership of the struggles of the workers and the oppressed. Crucially, that means fighting for communist leadership of the anti-imperialist struggle. Workers in the United States have an important duty to fight back against this repression and to champion the cause of Nigerians' national liberation and for the defeat of their own imperialists. The emancipation of subjugated nations is in its own interest. Every defeat of the imperialists abroad strengthens the position of workers at home. Especially now, with the right wing on the upfoot, it is more important than ever for the working class to prepare for the upcoming battles. But why isn't this happening? It's because the leadership of the working class, the pro-imperialist trade union bureaucracy, is in the pocket of one or the other wings of the imperialist ruling class.
That's right.
Part of fighting for communist leadership of the anti-imperialist struggle is fighting in the workers' movement to oust these pro-imperialist stooges and replace them with class struggle leaders who will fight in the interest of the international working class and oppressed. The main enemy is at home. Down with U.S. imperialism. Oust the pro-imperialist trade union bureaucrats. Cancel the debt for workers' revolutions in the imperialist centers.
Okay.